What's going on, everybody? It's your boy KCFL, King Self for Life Wrestler Takes here to give my honest take about things that have transpired this week. I'm going to talk about AEWDynamite. Salute to them for getting back up in the ratings, and I believe NXT did 798, AEW did 901. Great, but we're going to go in on AEW and where I think they stand right now. But I wanted to open up this review talking about Impact, ladies and gentlemen. I am actually looking forward to Bound for Glory. Yes. Bound for Glory look like it's going to be a pretty solid pay-per-view. I've been keeping up with Impact. This was a decent go-home show tonight. Obviously, they really didn't. I mean, they teased, but they really didn't. Mickey and don't call her Naomi, Trinity, are still on the same page. They both won tonight. They beat Giselle and Samantha. Great. But as you saw at the very end of the show, they both was hugging on to the title, and neither one of them wanted to let it go. Trinity was looking at her like, girl, what the heck is you doing? You know what I'm saying? So obviously they're going to put on the banger on Saturday night. Crazy Steve, he went crazy clown. That's all I got to say. He beat his former tag team partner, Taurus. I mean, they had a pretty solid matchup. We got a Monsters Ball match before the Monsters Ball match. We got a promo from Masha and Killian. Is it Killian King? I might be getting names mixed up. But they said they're going to destroy Tasha and Deonna Purrazzo. Fandango is partnering with Vladimir Closwell. He says that he beat John Wick. Bubba Ray is getting into it with my mans over here. And there's teasers. Listen to me. There are teasers about CM Punk potentially coming to Impact. I don't think he's pulling up. There are teasers about him coming to Impact. I still feel like he'll be a Survivor Series because why the heck are WWE opening up more tickets at the Allstate Arena when it was already sold out? Like, you're not opening up more tickets just because for no reason. So I personally believe CM Punk will be pulling up at Survivor Series. But Bound for Glory. We got a great opener with my man Mike, and formerly known as Callisto. They put on a banger. Mike Bay, I think that's his name. And then Chris Bay and Ace Austin cut a great promo about winning those tag team titles against the Rascals. I like that. That was pretty solid. So Impact had a lot of, and then I think my man, what's his name? King, he went against Heath Slater, and that was a solid matchup. So like I said, Impact was pretty solid. It was a solid go-home show. Like I said, I'm looking forward to Bound for Glory. I'm not doing a predictions video for it, but I will be doing a review. So Saturday, if I don't do a video Saturday night, expect a 3-video salute. 3. It's 3 in 1. I will be covering Bound for Glory. I will be covering AEW Collision. And unfortunately, I will be covering Battle of the Belts AI. Oh, boy. Man, listen, I can't wait to go in on TK. Let's get ready to talk about it. So let's go break down AEWDynamite. So, right off the jump, Sting has announced that he is officially saying goodbye to the rest of the business come February 2024 or is it March. Whenever Revolution is, he said that will be his farewell match. So he addressed the fans right off the jump. And he mentioned something about Hogan and all of this. The fans booed him. And listen, let me tell y'all something. Hulk Hogan is a white supremacist if we ever be a white supremacist. But let me tell you something. That run that Sting and them had in the New World Order, that's what made everybody. Hulk Hogan, whether we like that fool or not, he is a huge part to pro wrestling. Huge part. You know what I'm saying? But that's that situation. Let's see. Before I get to it, let's see. Dynamite Live. Right here. All right, this is what I want. This is exactly what I want. All right. So, Dynamite yesterday. It was a good show. It was a solid show. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I coined Tony Khan the Dak Prescott of pro wrestling booking for a reason. Inconsistent like a mug. You give us a great episode on Tuesday Night Battle, whatever it was called. Tuesday Night Dynamite, Title Tuesday, whatever. and then you come back on your regular night and you give us a solid to decent showing. It wasn't great, it wasn't bad, but it's not what we really want. And the fact that you really didn't announce matches for Full Gear. We know the main event. We got that. We know it's going to be Jay White versus MJF. Great. But let's start adding some other key matches to the show. Heck, Swerve could have said, you know what, screw all this crap. Since Hangman screwed me over, I screwed him over. How about me and him have a crazy, crazy wild man match at Full Gear? Boom. And he already said what he said. I'm going to talk about it when I get to him. Then you could have set up something with Kenny Omega and Will Hobbs. That's 3 right there. Then you could have set up a women's match. Instead of putting that match on Battle of the Belts, you could have set up Chris versus Willow for the TBS title at the pay-per-view. Where the heck was Saraya at? Instead, no, we got Emi Sakura versus Shida. See, let me tell y'all something. AEW is the land where cats come and have bangers all the time. Yes. But their place of trying to tell stories is where they need to improve. Now, I'm not going to say they don't have no stories, because they definitely had story on the show. But the problem is, when you don't know how to book, you constantly just put cats together and call it a great show. And that's not what's great wrestling. It's just not. Like, I'm not finna be an AEW shield to sit up and say that, oh, this show was fantastic. As we know, it was a middle of the road episode, just decent. Normally, when a show is great, I can point out the standouts on the show, and I usually tweet it out. Because I told y'all before, TK look at dang near everything. Like I said, I got a like out of nowhere. Come to find out it was him. That fool be watching. Yes, Tony Khan knows exactly who Casey Fair rest of the takes is, ladies and gentlemen. He knows my stuff, he hears my stuff, and he know I'm telling the bold-faced truth. So Tony Khan, if you hear this, listen to me carefully. Put the crack down. Don't pay no attention to these losers online. And get yourself a writing team that can help you come along and make better stories and make people give a crap about what you present on TV. Now, obviously, you was able to do it, because that's a huge burst to go from 609 and then did 901. You got 300K people to tune in to what you was showing, and this was doing the MLB playoffs and the WNBA finals that was on. Unfortunately, I wanted the Liberty to win, but I knew dang well the Aces was going to repeat. So kudos to Vegas Aces on repeating back-to-back women's NBA championships. Salute to those girls out there. Salute to my girl Rebecca. Rebecca is a phenomenal coach. I mean, she came through and was helping out Pop out there in San Antonio. Now look at her. So salute to them. But like I said, with the baseball stuff going on, and that tells me that if you want to tell compelling stories, people will watch your product. But you got to get people to care. That's it. That's all that I really care about. Getting me invested in what the heck you're talking about or what the heck you're trying to present. 15 billion matches on the show and opening shows with matches that really go absolutely nowhere. That's nothing. This is what the pay-per-views are for, the crazy clown man matches. The wrestling TV show is the build up going into the doggone pay-per-view. That's the name of the game. And you wonder why people are saying that AEW is cold right now. It's because TK and let me tell y'all something. Let's call it for what it is. I know certain fools said that losing Jay wasn't a big deal. And obviously we know CM Punk losing him was a big deal. But I believe to believe. And then the fact Adam Cole is out. And then you dealing with Moxley. Even though I know a lot of people don't like Moxley. Moxley is out. Sammy is out. It's like certain storylines are put on hold because everybody that you need to be invested in said storyline is out the picture. Now, I know you're doing crazy comedy vignettes on TV and all this foolishness, but I'm like, don't even get me started with the women's division. I mean, dog, just because you have put on great matches don't mean nothing. It's the same players. It's literally, even though she ain't on the show, but it's literally Britain friends. It truly is. That's what it feels like. And it should not be Britain friends. You got Athena on an app that ain't nobody even watching. You got all these other girls down there. Why don't you bring them up? Let them showcase who they are. Get compelling storylines that make sense. And then cats are going to be invested in your women's division. But again, TK don't know. He don't know, and he does not give a crap. I'm trying to tell y'all right now, the fool don't care. If he cared, he would actually put forth an effort, and he would say, you know what, I'm going to take the criticism from the fans of mine that actually want me to do better. I'm not going to listen to the people who's hating on me and praying for my downfall, but I'm going to listen to the people who want my company to succeed. I'm going to actually sit back. I'm going to put the book down, and I'm going to get compelling thoughts and listen to people who actually know what they're doing, bring them in to help me along the way, and we're going to get this show on the road, and we're going to make this company just as high as WWE right now, just as high as Impact right now. That's the name of the game. Call it for what it is. I'm telling you, Bound for Glory is about to be hot. And ladies and gentlemen, you listen to a cat that don't really even be on Impact. And I'm telling you right now, from what I've seen, the Go Home show was a solid Go Home show. I'm excited to see Bound for Glory. And guess what? It's going to be in the backyard, so you know they finna kill it. You know they finna go hard, man. I'm telling you, they finna go hard in the paint. That's what I say. Cats come out this way for everything. We got Survivor Series out this way. We got Bound for Glory out this way. Heck, Dynamite gonna be out here too again. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Wrestling City is Chicago. It's a safe haven. They come out this place all the freaking time. It's crazy. But like I said, I done went on my little rant about AEW and what they need to do. Feel like a broken record. But this is what they need to do. TK, get the heck up out the way, because you are not the face of AEW. MJF is the face of AEW. Kenny Omega is the face of AEW. Jay White is the face of AEW. Sting is the face of AEW. Pentagon Jr. is the face of AEW. Brittany now. Sky Blue. Willow. Athena. Wardlow. Powerhouse Hobbs. Swerve. Hangman. These are the cast. Darby Allin. Christian. Adam Copeland. Adam Page. I can say Hangman. I just say Hangman. Adam Cole. These are the faces that you need to promote, juicing up. These are the people that you need to put front and center. These are the cats that we need to care about. If we ain't caring about them, then what are you doing? What the clown are you literally doing, man? Real talk. What are you doing? We just got to keep it 100% over here, man. Like I said, these are times when, like I said, I'll be looking for the cats to come through. And I'll be wanting the cats, the main ones, to be ready to call me, tell me I got the Tony Khan jockstrap. I said, please never say that to me, because I would destroy him in a New York minute. Y'all know I would. I would cook Tony Khan left and right. You know I stay on his helmet, because I told you, he is the Dak Prescott of pro wrestling promotions. That's what he is, inconsistent. He's good. He know what he's doing, but a lot of times he don't know what he's doing. You just don't. So let's go ahead and break down the show. We are coming in live from Houston. Houston crowd was great. Probably the best part of the whole show. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a solid matchup. Jay White versus Penta L0. But my problem is, this is why I would not open. It's like that's all they do. And I get it. Impact did the same thing. They opened up with my man Mike versus formerly known as Kalisto. You do not, like, I need something that's going to engulf this in, but TK just goes right for the freaking action, and it feels like it's the same episode. It's like we're watching, it's the same episode with different players in it. I'm like, can we do something different? Can we make like I want to be engulfed in? Like, I don't want to just be watching the rest of it, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I was watching this and I said, man, you know what, I kind of want this match to get over with. As good as the match was, I really wasn't caring, because I know this is how Tony Khan do. He does the same thing dang near every episode. He does not know how to open up with something that's going to have us sink our teeth into something that's serious, something that makes sense, something that has us say, like, yo, this is fantastic, this is great. No. I'm like, I personally, the stuff with Edge, oh, my bad, the stuff with Adam Copeland, I actually would have tolerated that being right from the jump. Like, the things that TK does, he puts certain things in the wrong places. Like, to me, this shouldn't have opened up the show. You could have probably did, like I say, Edge in them segment could have been verse, had that be the very beginning, have that start the show off, or since this is Sting's day, you could have started the show off with Sting right off the jump. Right off the jump. Then you finish up, like I said, then you do this matchup. Then you do the situation with Nick Wayne and his mama and JR. I'm like, it's like he has the tools to have a great show, Just things are just in the wrong places, and that's what makes shows feel flat. That's why you just walk away and say it was a decent show. It was all right, you know what I'm saying, but it wasn't great. And then you be like, wait, but they just put on a banger last week. How the heck we come back here and it's inconsistent, very inconsistent. And like I say, why you think cats are saying AEW is cold right now? It's cold. Ticket sales are not doing great. People keep taking videos of nobody being at the shows. I mean, ratings are down. I'm like, why? It's because Tony Khan is in the way, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Khan is in the freaking way. That's the best way I can say it. As respectful as I possibly could be, he's in the way. If he learn to get his behind out the freaking way, get out the way, get somebody in that can help you along the way, help you get them ratings up, help you get seats, get butts in them seats, help people actually give a crap about this product, get the clown out the way. Get out the way. If you get out the way, you got something. But obviously, you know they was going to cheat. Juice Robinson, the Guns, basically knocked out Penta with the fake Zurich, whatever. The fake ring he got. He knocked him out with it. Jay White does a switchblade match over. So then they got on the mic. They start talking real big, talking about they going to knock out MJF. They going to beat MJF. And he going to do this. He going to win the Battle Royal at the end of the day and all this. And I'm like, great. See, they do the promo stuff afterwards. I'm like, it's backwards. It's so freaking backwards. People say, well, I'm like, listen, pro wrestling is always about the story, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care what nobody got to say. It's always going to be about the story. Whether you can have great matches all you want, but you wonder why ain't nobody watching. Because it's a niche audience. It's a small portion of us that actually get carried away by wrestling matches. A very small portion. Most wrestling fans that grew up watching pro wrestling was always engulfed in by the story that cats in the ring were trying to tell based on what they said on the mic. And then when they got in the ring and they got to work, it just added more to the story. It just made you feel like, oh man, this is great. This is fantastic. I love it. I love it. And even when him talk about he got the ring from TJ Maxx, the fans was talking about TJ Maxx. So right after that, Renee was talking to MJF, said, how come you didn't go out there? And he said, he can't wait to beat the snot out of Juice. But he said this, now, if it does come down to Max, as much as I can't stand that guy, it's a guy who I'm trying to stay far away from. But if it does come down to Juice, I can't wait to beat the brakes off him. He said, you got the hand of God, I'm going to beat you with the hand of the devil, some kind of crazy stuff like that, you know. So that's when they came up, they walked up to him, and they told him, hey, man, let's join in. You need help. They got they 4. You add us 3, and we good to go. He said no and no. He said, well, that's fine. Guess what? I'm entering the Battle Royal match, and guess what? I'm going to win it, and you're going to have to put a ring on it. Anthony Bourne told that man, bruh, you need to chill, dog. Listen, this is the crazy part. When the gay man is telling the straight man that he is out of pocket, you know we doing some crazy stuff. I mean, that's just crazy. When the gay man is telling the straight man that he's out of pocket, it's crazy. It's insane, but like I said, this is the story that they're trying to tell, ladies and gentlemen. So, the women. Trainee versus student. Yes, Emma Sakura trained Hikaru Shida. The reason why Hikaru Shida is great is because of this young lady right here. Now, the problem is, people probably would have cared more about this if Emma Sakura was on TV. People say, well, she's on Rampage. Yes, but don't nobody watch Rampage. See, this is the type, and listen, this is no knock against Shida. Shida's English has improved a lot, but this is where I'm not doing matches left and right. I'm just not, because it feels like this is the same thing they're doing with Chris. It's the same thing. It's like, you ain't got to be doing this. I'm like, cats need to be trying to come up to your level. How the heck did Emma Sakura deserve a championship shot when she ain't done nothing? Every time I see Emma Sakura, she be losing all the time. How the heck what kind of sense does that make? And where the heck was Saraya at? No Saraya in sight. What is going on? You want people to be invested in your women's division, but Again, Tony Khan, all he knows how to do is book matches. He struggles at trying. He can tell a story, but this is my deal. You want to know why some of the stories at AEW succeed? I think a lot of that has to do with the wrestlers themselves, not so quite Tony Khan. Tony Khan, he has his input, but I personally believe it's the wrestlers themselves that say, "Hey, TK, let us run it. You got final say so, but let us run what we're trying to tell out here." TK, all he know how to do is book matches. And that's not going to get people invested. There is a niche audience that loves stuff like this. They love it. They'll flip out. They say, "Oh, I had a great time. It's fantastic. It's great." Yeah, but what's the story we told Bushido? Yes, she's the 3-time AEW Women's Champion. Fantastic. But where are we going with this? Sorrel was no insight. Still don't know what we're doing with Ruby. We don't know what the heck we're doing with Sky. I mean, they look like they want to turn Sky heel. Willow might end up turning heel. I'm like, what are we doing? What the clown are we doing? And guess what? TK might mess around and go right back to Nyla Rose. It's the same old, same old. And then guess what? Guess where Britt is at? Britt is out. Britt is somewhere doing dentistry. She's somewhere posting TikTok videos and doing dentistry and everything. And because her homegirl ain't there. I can't wait till Jamie Hayter get back. I cannot wait. I can't wait, man. I'm so ready for her to return because it just feels like the women's division it's on neutral. It's like, man, you got so many great women that's in your roster, but you don't know what to do. And then you make people like LaFisto and King Mike and so many of your harsh critics look like they know what the heck they're talking about. So many of these cats, like this dude I know named Axel. So many people, like cats that just be going in on they go in. And I'll be like, bro, what are we doing? I'm like, was the match good? Yes. I liked the match. The match was fine. But the problem was, Emi Sakura did not deserve that. Now, here's the deal. Emi Sakura, I feel like she's been getting old because she's been there for so long. And you teased her and Soraya. You teased it hard. Yet you didn't do it. So, this feels like this is a compilation prize for Emi Sakura. Yeah, you get to go out there with the women that you trained and more than likely, you're going to give us a good showing, but it's going to go absolutely nowhere. I'm like, where is the next storyline for Sheeta going in Full Gear? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Good matchup, but it leads to nothing. That's what we're talking about. This is a recurring theme in this company. This is a recurring theme. And like I said, this starts at the helm. This is at the helm. This is at the circus clown named Anthony Khan. This is what he does. This is the foolishness he does. He just books matches and they lead to absolutely nothing. I would have cared a whole lot more if we were invested in Emi Sakura. If Emi Sakura, and again, language barrier. I don't know how good Emi Sakura's English is. I know Sheeta has improved because Sheeta has done she's done like 3 interviews and her English has got so much better. I'm telling you, it's gotten a lot better. Yes, of course she could use some improvement, but this is where, again, we got to care more. It's not just in-ring work. It's not. Now, I get it. Her character, she's an anime type of Japanese wrestler. She got the whole... Listen, there's this one character. I don't know if y'all remember the video game what is it called? Virtual Fighter. Her name was... I'm just going to spell it out. It was REI. I might be saying her name wrong. I might be, but she was in the Virtual Fighter 4 game. That's exactly who Sheeta reminds me of. And I'm not talking about Pai. Pai, that's Pai Chan. I'm not talking about Pai Chan. I'm talking about the other Japanese girl that was in the game. Or she was in Japan 1 or 2. That's who Sheeta reminds me of. I'm telling you. And I'm like, listen, I'm a Sheeta guy. I love Sheeta. But we got to make sense of this. This is the 3rd time we didn't put the strap on her. We done put the strap on her, took her off at doggone All In, and then I'm like, what the heck are we doing, man? Like, come on, step your game up, TK. Step your freaking game up. Seriously. She wins the match, and it leads to absolutely nothing. So then we get this segment. I love this right here. This sit down with Adam Copeland and Renee, and she said this was a great come in. You came through, and everybody was happy, but it seems like things have spiraled out of nowhere, and we really need to understand what's really going on between you and Christian. Like, where is your head right now? We need to understand. And he went down memory lane. You learn some things. The two of them got together, I want to say 6th grade. Christian was the new kid at school, and the principal asked Adam if he would go down to the principal's office. Young man didn't want to come into class because he was nervous. So he brought him in, and they became best friends ever since. Been best friends for the last 40 years, as they say. And while they were growing up, they both learned that they loved wrestling. And Adam said that he was constantly trying to put the both of them down and get involved in wrestling training classes. And he said every time when they would go to those competitions and everything, he would always say, hey, man, don't sleep on my boy. Do not sleep on my guy. Everybody keep talking about me. Don't sleep on my guy. But he said, I never got that love back. Don't know why. And fast forward to where we are. He thinks I'm coming to, as he say, take his spotlight. Listen, that was not my fault. I never actually seen us as me being superior over you. I've seen us as the same exact, on the same playing level. And he said, sometimes I feel like you were even better than me. So I know you think I came here to steal your shine. I get it. You are already here. I'm the new guy in town. I'm not here to take your championship. I'm not here to take your spot. But I am here to tell you this. Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus are going to leave you hanging. They're going to suck all the energy up out of you, and you're going to be standing there with absolutely nothing. But guess what? I will be here to pick you up. I'm not here to fight you. I don't want to fight you. See, ladies and gentlemen, I personally believe, I think what TK is trying to do, TK wants to let Adam and Christian tell this story, and I believe they want to hold this all the way until All In next year. I personally believe that, because a lot of people think that they was coming in and wrestling each other right now. No, the way how he was talking, he said, I don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight you for the TNT title. No, he wants to be tag team partners. That's basically what Adam Copeland's mission was. He said, my mission was, when I came here, is to finish my career with my homeboy. But as of right now, like I said, this man, he said his ego is what's going to drive him insane. And he's going to be left with absolutely nobody. But guess what? I will be here to pick him up. Listen, let me tell y'all something. These sit-down interviews with Renee is some of the best stuff that I've seen. I'm serious. I enjoy it. I say, see, this is what gets me engulfed in the wrestling. This is what I like. I like the story. Listen, I could care less about 15 flips and dives and 18 billion sweet chin music. I can care less about it. You grab my attention with a freaking story. You need to draw me in. What the heck are you trying to tell? Just doing flips and dives and jumping off a doggone turnbuckle and kicking somebody in the head, that ain't going to do it. You need to freaking tell me a freaking story. That is the name of the game. That is the name of the game. And this is fantastic. I loved it. Then we get Dolph Ziggler's brother, Ryan Nemec, versus Wardlow. Wardlow came in there, choke slammed that man, and ref stopped it. Referee stopped it. So then Tony Schiavone said, hey, man, Wardlow, we need to get a word. Why the heck are you doing what you're doing? What's going on? He looked at that man, pointed at his wristband, and it's like, pretty much told you. His wristband said MJF, and he pushed Tony Khan out. He pushed Tony Schiavone out the way. Fans booed. Now, I personally think this probably would have got him a whole lot more heat if he would have body slammed Tony Schiavone. That would have got him a whole lot more heat. I actually would have liked that. But he pushed him. Fans booed him. It's great. Then we get Renee talking to Kenny Omega, talking about how he's been dealing with Don Callis in the family, and he been basically struggling and trying to do the tag team thing. And he said Will Hobbs is a joke, Takeshita's a joke, Don Callis and whoever other circus clown decides to get invested in that family. He said, look, I'm trying to get back to doing what I do best, and that win in singles competition. So I'm about to take out this circus clown named Kyle Fletcher. And after I get through with Kyle Fletcher and I get through with Don Callis and the family, I want a shot at the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And why he said that, MJF rolled up on him. And he said, it's a pleasure to run into you, sir. I see you talking your smack. You say you want a shot at me, well, you already know my doors is always open. He said, I love the fact that I got so many clowns gunning for me, and that's exactly what it should be. MJF should be the focus, ladies and gentlemen. He is the AEW World Heavyweight Champion for a reason. He's the main focus. So many circus clowns should be gunning after him. I said, that's perfect. I loved it. Great. And he told that man, possibility, you never know, somewhere down the line, me and you might fight each other. But he told him, he said, hey, congratulations. And they shook each other's hand. Then he told that man 13 days female dog. Now, I really wasn't even thinking about that. I'm like, what do you mean by that? I said, wait, Halloween is on Tuesday. So that's exactly what I'm like. And I didn't think Kenny Omega had the title all the way until Halloween. And as of right now, he was the longest reigning champion, if I'm not mistaken. MJF is going to pass that record. That's what he was talking about. I'm like, what is he talking about? And I stood up saying to myself, MJF versus Kenny Omega is not a TV match. I'm telling you. I'll say, don't you dare do that on TV. You built up to that. That's a pay-per-view worthy matchup. You built up to that. You ain't putting that food. Tony Khan, I know you love giving away free pay-per-view matches on TV. Don't you dare give away MJF versus Kenny Omega. Don't you dare do that. You built up to that. That's something that I want to see down the line at the pay-per-view. You build up to that. Trust me. But that was great. I liked it. So then we get the video backstage shenanigans of Adam, Roderick Strong, and the Kingdom. I'm going to be honest with you. They were funny at first, but now they kind of starting to get a little cheesy. Now they get a little lame. I'm saying, you know what? It's kind of run its course. It's time. It is time to get down to business. Why are cats hanging out with cats? Why has he been hanging out with this fool for so long? I mean, he out here dang near making a man. First of all, who does all of this on a scooter with a messed up ankle? I ain't nowhere in the world I'm finna be lifting nobody's couch. I'm not finna be cutting nobody's grass. I'm not finna be making nobody's no freaking coffee. I'm not making nobody no freaking peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on a messed up ankle. I'm resting myself until I'm cleared to start putting pressure on it. You, ladies and gentlemen, this man is working the world. He's working the world, ladies and gentlemen. Talk about he got to get 3 different surgeries. I'm like, this fool is working the world. He's working the world. Now, this is what I would do with the situation where the clowns who ran up on Jay White, because obviously Jay White and the boys personally believe that was MJF. And MJF, even though he said he didn't do it, but here's the deal. You need to play up to it. How many clowns are gunning for MJF right now? Samoa Joe. Kenny Omega is gunning for him. Jay White is gunning for him. Wardlow is gunning for him. He got 4 different clowns that's gunning for his championship. And don't forget, Adam Cole is waiting in the wings. So what do you do in the meantime? Everybody who is gunning for MJF needs to be beat down by those 4 goons, and MJF or whoever it is that's wearing that mask pops up so that they can play this game that, remember, that's his mask, so everybody automatically going to assume that's MJF, which is not. That's what I would do. I would play up to it. Every person that's going after him should get jumped by the Devil Clown and his goons. And they play the game. You play the game. Have fun with it. That's what wrestling is supposed to be about. The storytelling aspect is about having fun, ladies and gentlemen. Am I right? It's about having freaking fun. Have fun with this stuff. That's it. Follow up and having fun are the 1-2 punch of pro wrestling storytelling. That's it. But like I said, this is starting to get a little cheesy. So Adam Cole, he walked off. He said, I'm done putting up with this foolishness, because he spit out the sandwich, talk about, I don't eat crust, and he left. And we need to get to the bottom of this thing. We personally need to get to the bottom of this thing for real. So Don Callis comes out. Instant heat magnet. Takeshita walking out, and the big homie himself, Will Hobbs, is right there. So we get an explanation as to why Will Hobbs did what he did. And he said back in the day, February 22nd, 1998 was supposed to be the greatest day of his life. He said he had a chance to meet his hero, Jericho, front row tickets, and he walked past his grandma and told her to shut up and told him to sit his A down. He said a 7-year-old child, he swore that day he got to look him dead in his eye. He said, I'm going to hurt you, and I'm going to hurt you over and over again. Callis takes back over, puts Will over, and says, now, before Kyle Fletcher gets done manhandling Kenny Omega, he needs to redeem himself from the previous week. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be 100% with you. Feels like Tony Khan is trying to turn Kyle Fletcher into a babyface, and I'm asking myself why. Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis is a heel tag team that works under Will Ospreay, who is associated with Don Callis, right? I get it. Mark Davis is out the picture right now. What the clown are we doing? Kyle Fletcher, I told you, whoever he gets in the ring with that is going to more likely lead him, the match is going to be good. Him and Kenny Omega pretty much had the best match of the whole night. But the problem is, why are we trying to turn a dude that automatically gets heel heat regardless of who he's associated with? Why are we trying to turn him into a babyface? This is the kind of part I kind of really didn't get. I really didn't understand this part. Like, I get it. He's not living up to what he's supposed to do. He's kind of like the odd man out. But I'm like, I'm not doing that. Mark Davis is out the picture right now. And like Will Ospreay, he getting ready to participate in BoundForGlory right now. So I wouldn't do that right now. I personally wouldn't. But that's what it feels like they're going this route. Don basically tried to embarrass him. He even hopped on the mic and said that he was a waste of space. And I mean, just talked all kind of ill will and said all kind of junk. But like I said, Kenny and Kyle, they killed it. Great match. Like I said, obviously this was the best match on the freaking show. But again, we're trying to turn somebody who is an instant heel because of who he associated with. We're trying to turn him into a babyface. I'm not feeling that. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I'm not feeling that at all. Like I say, this is where you play the role of the goons who are associated with whoever it was that jumped Jay White. This is when they should be coming into the picture. Like I said, but personally for me, this is what I would have done. Kyle Fletcher is winning this matchup because of Will Hobbs. Now guess what? You set up the match of Kenny Omega versus Will Hobbs at FullGear. It's not that it was wrestling one-on-one. I'm not trying to turn Kyle Fletcher into no freaking babyface. I'm just not doing that. Like I said, he's on a decent run, but to me, he's a tag team guy, ladies and gentlemen. He's a tag team guy. Him and Mark Davis, that's what suits them. They are tag team cats. See, every time when cats, let's talk about it while I'm talking about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I love the Usos. I love Jimmy. I love Jay. But ladies and gentlemen, as of right now, the story that they are trying to tell before we get to the matchup that's going to happen at WrestleMania 40, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be 100% with you. I think we kind of rushed the gun, breaking them up. And this is where Jay should not be on TV. Remember I told you, Jay shouldn't have came back into the Royal Rumble. The best time to bring Jay back was the Royal Rumble. Perfect timing. You let Jay do his thing while Jimmy, if you wanted to push him as a mega heel, singles, fine. But Jay and them, they trying to do a little something. You see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm using that comparison with Kyle Fletcher and Mark Davis. I'm using the same exact comparison because they're tag team guys and they work together to tag. I mean, think about this. You broke the Usos up just to put them right back in separate tag teams. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. So now Mark Davis is out. He's hurt. Kyle Fletcher's trying to do the single thing by himself, and it's like, yeah, he got in there with Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega one of the best in the game right now, so the match is gonna bang. But trying to turn him to a babyface, I don't like that. I don't like this move at all. Not a fan of it. So that's just an honest take on it. Excuse me. But yeah, it's an honest take. So, worst part of the whole goddamn show. Don't nobody give a rat's behind about this circus clown right here. I don't care nothing about him. Fans, I don't know what they see about him. Dan House got a vignette talk about Halloween and scary this, and I don't care, ladies and gentlemen. I honestly don't care. This was terrible. This was sad. This the type of crap you say for Rampage. Ain't nobody trying to see this. Nobody's trying to see this. I'm not a fan of this dude. I was not on board with him coming through. Fans are like, oh man, he gonna be great. He gonna be a huge addition to the show. Oh man, you wait till you see him in the ring. I saw him in the ring and I didn't see nothing. I didn't see anything. All I just saw was a clown in the ring trying to wrestle. That's all I saw. He's just a clown in the ring. Got the makeup on like a. No, he doesn't have a red nose and doesn't have a wig or nothing on. But he just a clown. That's it. Nothing. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Terrible. Like I said, Kenny beat him with the one-winged angel. Talk about Kyle Fletcher. That's that. So, and obviously, like I said, Don Callis, a.k.a. Don the Clown, was sitting on commentary. And you had Takeshita and Will Hobbs sitting over there looking to discuss. As if they were very disappointed in Kyle Fletcher. They trying to turn that man into a babyface. That's not working. And then Lance Archer came out of nowhere, beating the brakes off of some circus clown named Barrett Brown. Now, when he threw him out there, I literally thought that was one of the Young Bucks, because you know how the Young Bucks always wear their goofy headband over their or bandana over their doggone hair. I thought that was literally one of the Young Bucks just getting manhandled by Lance Archer. Now, again, big man seemed to be tough out for TK and AEW. I honestly don't know. Look, it's good to see Lance Archer. I like Lance Archer, but just him manhandling the circus clown named Barry Brown, like, is that supposed to get me behind Lance Archer? I mean, how many times we done this? How many? Blackout. Referee stoppage. Laid the man out. Beat the brakes off of him. Done. Nothing. And dude thought he was on something. I was like, wannabe Young Buck. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So we get a video hype thing. Swerve and them is dropping a video to Swerve When I Drive. I think it's a remix, something like that. The video is supposed to drop on Rampage. So it's supposed to be coming on tonight. But they cut a promo when they talked about what he said about him taking this spot. Oh, he said he really meant that. And he said, just because you've made moves or you have attacked me or whatever, it's not always going to be you that's going to pay for your wrongdoing. So obviously he let you know he going at the people that's connected to him. Swerve is going at the cats that are connected to Hangman. That's basically what he said. Promo is right to the point. I actually want to see this video, Swerve When I Drive. And Prince Nana was all over the thing. I mean, him doing the little goofy clown dance. I mean, he got this foolishness over left and right. It's foolish. It's a clown dance, but he got it over with. And he said they were standing in Houston Park, got an opportunity to meet some of the best rappers. Matter of fact, they actually seen they was out to dinner with Big Bun of the legendary group UGK, late rapper Pimp C. They was having dinner with the cat. So now, this is Tony Schiavone's favorite part of the show. Obviously, he was still a little ticked off about what happened earlier. I did not know that this was Tony Schiavone Appreciation Day. I didn't know that. But apparently, it was Tony Schiavone Appreciation Day. So he brings Sting out. How he do his little, it's Sting. Sting come out there, tells the fans that this is a rap, ladies and gentlemen. I'm serious about this. My final match will be Revolution 2024. And that's that. So like I said, he mentioned Hulk Hogan. Fans booed. Obviously, you know why. Talked about Ric Flair and talked about all these Lex Luger. He talked about basically everybody he been in the ring with. Everybody. But he said, I'm going to do some big things and we're going to go out with a bang. So, great. So then we get Tony Storm segment with RG City was right during the commercial break. This is the silent movies situation. I said it's the best character work going on for the women, yet TK has absolutely no idea what he's doing with the women. I say this right here should showcase why Tony Storm should be your AEW Women's Champion. I mean, obviously doing this stuff right here, it would make more sense with her hosting the championship. You put it on Sheeta. I get it, Sheeta's a great wrestler, but that's it. Meanwhile, Tony out here killing it with this role she's doing. And she got RJ City to sit up there and act the fool with her and everything. She's slapping him and doing all this clown crazy stuff. I'm telling you, this is some straight up Living Color stuff. This is Living Color meets Charlie Chapman. I'm trying to tell you. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, type in Kelly Clofield Living Color and you'll see what I'm saying. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. This feels like they was watching TK and then was watching some Living Color. I'm not playing with you. Literally was. So, got to sit down. JR sit down with Nick Wayne and his mama. She is distraught that he made the decision to have Christian Cage or follow in his footsteps. He said that he was tired of Darby always getting the praise. He was tired of it. And Darby was never there, and his dad was never there, but Christian was a real father, not my real dad. And he told his mama to shut up. She slapped him, and so then they, you know, the fake crying and all of that, you know. And now let me tell y'all something. Now, if this was JR 20 years ago, 18, 19 years ago, JR would have had more energy. Obviously, you know, he would have been upset. He would have been flabbergasted. We'd say flabbergasted. He would have been flabbergasted, but we did it with the new JR. New JR is laid back. He still got that old school mindset of how he do his interviews, which anytime you sit down with JR, you know, I can't help but think about the Go Home show of The Rock and Austin going into WrestleMania 17. When The Rock said, Austin, you're going to get the best of Rock. And he even said, I think he said his name, you're going to get the best of Dwayne, The Rock Johnson. You're going to get the best. Listen, man. Whatever they doing with this situation is getting ready to get nuts. It's getting ready to get crazy. I said the storytelling. The storytelling right here is insane. It's crazy. So then we get TK hyping up Battle of the Belts. I said, see, this is the problem that I have with them having these rinky-dink shows that don't nobody care about. Battle of the Belts has been trashed. It's an investment that had potential. The best one I still think was, I think two was one of the best ones. But outside of that, Battle of the Belts has been a complete waste of time. Now, this is literally a failure on TK and them because they don't put forth no effort. So you don't put forth an effort. Why the heck should we care about a program that you ain't putting forth an effort in? So Chris said she going against Willow, and then OC said ever since he lost that championship, he felt naked, but then he got it back. And now he going to do everything he has power to hold on to it. And so whoever he has to face at Battle of the Belts in Memphis, they going to get it. So apparently it's a triple threat on Rampage to determine the number one contender. Isaiah, All Ego, and is it Kip Saban? No, not Ego. Kip Saban and Johnny Huggy. And you know neither one of them is winning. Well, I honestly want to care, but TK don't care. So if TK don't care, why the clown should I care? The only reason is because I cover it. I told you I'm going to cover it, so you best believe I'm going to cover it. But TK, put forth an effort or don't do it at all. Don't do, and then like I said, you're going to try to have it right before the freaking pay-per-view. This is, I can say, to last night's episode, or 2 nights ago, because it's Friday now. 2 nights ago, you should have been giving us at least 3 extra matches to be added to the FullGear card so people could be excited, because you're trying to hang on MJF and Jay, and it's okay, it's great. It has some excitement, because you know the match gonna bang, but you can't just hang on to that. You gotta add layers. This is why I say don't wait till 2-3 weeks before the pay-per-view and start saying I got it. No. You need to listen, whoever's gonna be on the freaking card, cats need to be like, hey, I want you at the pay-per-view. That's what we need. I feel like TK gonna wait 3 weeks before the show and start announcing matches like he always do. But like I said, we got Battle of the Belts. Great. So then we get the main event. And I'm going to be honest with you. This Battle Royal had importance, but again, ladies and gentlemen, TK's does too many. Ladies and gentlemen, I think out of the entire time AEW has existed, this year alone has probably had about 30 battle royals. Listen, I might be exaggerating, but he's had a lot in 1 year. 1 year we done had over 10 battle royals. And then when you got this right here, it should matter. It should be of importance, but because he does the battle royal thing so much, battle royals in AEW are not important. I don't care if you add importance to it. They're just not important. They are not important. And that is a issue that TK has. This is lazy booking. This is, I don't know what I'm doing. So let's have another garbage battle royal. We'll say it's for the diamond battle. It's the diamond ring and all of this. And then on top of that, nothing but jobbers in it. I don't do no disrespect to Max Caster and Juice and Dustin and them, but everybody else, I mean, the Hardys was in it, Isaiah was in it. Just it's jobbers. Like that's all TK be having. Like I'll be looking at this, I'm like, there's literally no star power, and you want us to care about these battle royals? He do it too much. 10 battle royals in 1 year? That's nuts. Yo, could you imagine if WWE had the Royal Rumble every month instead of doing it in January, February when they do it? Could you imagine if they had a Royal Rumble every month? We got a Royal Rumble in January. We got one in February. We got one in March. That's TK's doing. This fool have a battle royal day in there every pay per view. He have one almost every show. Battle royals in AEW don't mean nothing. They don't. Now, when it came down to the final two, okay, yeah, but because obviously you knew it was gonna come down to Juice and Max. And obviously, you know they had to cheat. Now, MJF was out there, so he was on commentary watching. And then Jay White came out there. He tried to scuffle up with him. He tried to get his championship back, but then Jay White low-blowed him. So the Guns and them pretty much helped Juice get rid of Max Caster. And obviously, you know, it sets up the match for next week. So, you know, we get Juice versus Jay White. So, obviously, he has no choice but to have the Acclaim assist him in that 4 versus 4 8-man tag team match. You know it's bound to happen, ladies and gentlemen. You know it is. But overall, like I said, man, decent show, but again, placement, doing battle royals every week, you just takes away the importance of a battle royal. When you do a battle royal every week, it takes away. Then you wonder why fools clown you every day. Why you people take a dump on your show. Why people be hating on your show. I'm like, bro, you doing retarded stuff. You doing stupid stuff. Lazy booking. It's not the way. It's not cool. I don't care what the AEW Shield has to say. I don't care what all these hardcore AEW heads have to say. I got to keep it 100% with y'all. A hundo. You know I will keep it 100. And like I say, when you do stuff like this, man, it's like, oh. Now, it's great that they went up. They jumped 300,000 fans, which was great. But do you understand that they could be doing so much more if the booking was fantastic? If you can actually understand what they was doing and what they were trying to say, instead of just having random matches that don't make sense. And then when you do have battle royals that make sense, cats are really not going to care because you do a battle royal every week. Could you imagine if AEW only had 2 battle royals a year? They had a battle royal at the beginning of the year, and it's for an important reason, and then they have the Diamond Battle Royal, the Diamond Battle Royal for MJF's Diamond Ring at the end of the year. 2 of them. You're allowed to have 2 battle royals. TK, he give us 10. We're not gonna care. Because you do it so much. You do it so freaking much. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my honest take about the show. Like I said, decent show, but again, it's just too much inconsistent booking. If Dak Prescott of pro wrestling booking, he got to wake up and realize, like, hey, man, listen, I may not have it all together up here, so I need some help. Don't worry about what everybody's saying online. I know you was a part of that social media crap back in the day, but don't worry about what these circus clowns are saying online. They can't shine your shoes. Get some help. figure out how to get some structure in your life, because you definitely need it, and produce better shows. So then we can say, you know what, man, both AEW's hot, Impact's hot, WWE's hot, man, wrestling is cooking. Competition is big. That's what you want. You want competition, right? No. Lazy booking. Lazy as heck. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know what to do. Hit that comment section up. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. And I will talk to y'all cats. Let's see. Yeah, for SmackDown. I will be here for SmackDown. We'll talk about Rampage. And then, like I said, if I don't do it right afterwards, Sunday morning, more than likely, Sunday night, you're getting a Collision, Bound for Glory, and Battle of the Bells review all in one. So I'll talk to y'all cats later. I'll let you boy.